Hello everyone, my name is Ngo Thi Ho Diep, and today I will be presenting my research on the journey of cultural interplay in Japanese and Vietnamese literature through historical period. So literature across the world is a record of cultural exchanges. Over centuries, literary traditions were shaped by the flow of ideas across borders, with China's influence being particularly strong in Japan and Vietnam. So this research examines key historical periods and literary work that showcase how Japanese and Vietnamese literature reflect a journey of cultural interplay and adaptation. To guide this analysis, I focus on three research questions. Number one, how did historical events like colonization and modernization shape Japanese and Vietnamese literature? Two, why did each country embrace or resist certain foreign literary forms over time? And three, how are themes such as nature, identity, and resilience reflect in literature as a result of these cultural interactions? So this study employs a comparative literary analysis focusing on key literary work from Japan and Vietnam. I selected works spanning from ancient to modern times, analyzing the themes, narrative structure to understand patterns of cultural exchange and adaptation. Key texts include Japan's The Tale of Genji and Man Yoshu, and Vietnam's Truyện Kiều by Nguyễn Du, and works by Nhật Linh during the colonial period. So now we will move on to another part, which is the key finding. So one of the main findings highlights the profound impact of Chinese Confucian and Buddhist philosophies on early literature in both countries. Japan's Man Yoshu contains Chinese influences in form, yet it celebrates Japanese identity and focusing on nature and emotion. Meanwhile, Vietnam's Lục Vân Tiên by Nguyễn Đình Chiểu, a verse narrative rooted in Confucian values, reflects both Vietnamese resilience and ethical ideals under Chinese influences. So during the colonial time, Vietnam saw substantial French influence, leading to the rise of novels and modern essay. Tố Tâm by Hoàng Ngọc Phát is often credited as one of the first Vietnamese novels, blending Vietnamese traditional values with French Romanticism. Japan also modernized its literary form, adopting Western influence. Post-Meiji Restoration, seen in Kokoro by Natsume Soseki, which explored individualism and psychological depth, contrasting with traditional Japanese collectivistic value. While both countries absorbed foreign literary influence, each maintained distinct cultural identities through selective adaptation. In Japan, waka poetry and the aesthetic of mono no aware, or the beauty of impermanence, remain central even with Western influence. In Vietnam, Confucian values persisted in works like Truyện Kiều despite French influence during the colonial era, as authors viewed literature as a form of cultural preservation and national pride. Contemporary Vietnamese literature has been notably influenced by Japanese popular culture, particularly through manga, anime, and digital media. This study shows that Vietnamese writers often adapt these elements which resonate with younger audiences while embedding Vietnamese cultural values and narratives. So themes of globalization and evolving identity are prominent in modern works. As Vietnam interacts with Japanese pop culture, Vietnamese authors adapt these influences to express Vietnamese perspective, making literature a platform for cultural dialogue amid globalization. So in summary, Japanese and Vietnamese literature has been deeply shaped by cultural exchange, absorbing yet adapting external influences to maintain national identity. This research contributes to our understanding of how literature preserves cultural identity in face of external influences, providing a rich perspective on cultural adaptation and resilience in both Japan and Vietnam. So that's also the end of my presentation today. Thank you so much for listening.